Leos, I'm Christy. You're watching Tiny Turtle Tarot, and this is your reading for October 2023. From now on, you can expect me on Tuesdays for Tiny Turtle Tarot Tuesdays. And if anything I say resonates in this reading, please let me know by liking and subscribing. Let's get on with your reading. What's happening in October for Leos? Nine of Cups, emotional fulfillment, emotional contentment. In October, you're going to be feeling, I just heard, at the top of your game, or just very, very like, things are going to click for you. Things are going to click, and it's almost like within you. I just see you kind of meditating more, just being alone more, but loving it, loving your alone time, loving your peace. There's a little bit more peace around you in October, a little bit more like self-pampering time. And if there isn't, it's a little bit of advice to kind of somehow set time aside to pamper yourself, to have a bath, to take time to look after you. Make sure that you are doing that. And if that's something you already do, then there's just something about your inner world and your outside world like clicking and making sense. You might have felt unaligned for me to be talking about this in the previous months. You might have felt unaligned, or that you were in the wrong place with the wrong person if you're in a partnership. But it's just like in October, you feel like, oh, okay, I'm happy. I just heard I'm happy to be me. So in the past, maybe you didn't feel like you were happy being yourself. Maybe you felt like you wanted to be someone else. But in October, you're like, oh, okay, I don't want to be anybody but me. There's going to be a click that happens where you really are aware of your value. What else is going on in October? So you have the Devil coming out, and you have the Nine of Pentacles. So you also could be single. Nine of Pentacles coming out, and the Devil. Also, you might be a bit addicted to spending time on your own, or addicted to the safety and security of being alone. You might feel like you're very happy and comfortable and at peace when you're on your own, but as soon as you leave the house, or as soon as you're around other people socializing, you might feel a little bit like, I don't know why that's coming through. You might feel a little bit anxious or worried when you're around lots of other people. But in October, there's something about your ego having a little bit of a healthy refresh with the Devil here and the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like there's a need for you to kind of hype yourself up, and because the Devil can be addictions, but it can also be addiction to overthinking, addiction to negative beliefs. And there's something here where it's like change your thoughts. I'm hearing change your thoughts and change your life, which is very true. So it's like change your thoughts into, I'm happy to be me. Your ego needs like a healthy reset. It needs to start saying, like, it's almost as if you might have been convinced in the past like you needed to have an ego death, or you needed to be completely giving of yourself to everyone around you. Whereas in October, you're going to be like, no, I'm cool. I need to start appreciating myself. And there's something where you're going to be looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, I know this is cheesy, but it's really good for you to kind of look in the mirror and be like, I love you. I love you so much. And just start saying that in the mirror every morning, and just start appreciating yourself more. And it's not selfish. It's not. There's something where you might have a negative belief, and it might come from family or something like that, where you think it's bad to love yourself, or you think it's bad to pamper yourself and give yourself time. And in October, you will be giving yourself time and loving yourself and pampering yourself. And kind of, it's not bad. It's not bad. And this could also be investing in yourself with the Nine of Pentacles. You could be buying things that have no, like, they're good for you and they're not good for anyone else. Like, so maybe in the past you just bought, like, your money went on your family and your friends and your bills and things like that. Whereas in October, you're somehow going to be able to go, oh, okay, I'm going to treat myself, and it's okay. And that doesn't mean anybody else has to miss out. That just means I deserve a little something every now and again as well. Let's see what's going on in your career. What's going on in your career in October? The Hanged Man and the Three of Cups. So you might be looking at something from a different perspective. You're definitely looking at something from a different perspective. You might be considering different options, different career paths, or with the Hanged Man, it's like you're just looking at the way you do things and trying to freshen them up. This could be, if you have your own business, you want to revamp it in some way just to make it better, just to make it fresher. You want to like redesign your website or something, I don't know, but there's something where you want to have a restart. This is an amazing idea in October. And with the Three of Cups, there's also some type of, when it comes to your career, you're going to be around friends, or you'll be working with friends, or maybe your friends are your clients, but you'll be like, if you're at a job, you might have, like, if you're at a job, that's such a stupid thing to say, sorry, but it's like, when you're at work, is what I should have said, when you're at work, Leo, you're gonna be feeling like your colleagues are your friends, or you're somehow working. So say, I don't know, maybe let's say you're a real estate agent, maybe you're selling your friend's house in October. I don't know, that's a silly example, but there's something in October where you will be working with friends in some way. It's gonna feel happy, it's gonna feel fun, it's not gonna feel like work, which is very nice. Let's see, what else? Oh, Page of Wands and the Tower. So there's also some type of need to commit to something, because with the Tower here and the Page of Wands is a little bit young, a little bit enthusiastic, but I feel like when I'm looking at this Page of Wands, I'm feeling like easily swayed in different directions, easily wanting to go out and try something new, and then you try it and you go, I want to try something else. In October, there's an end to that with the Tower. There's an abrupt end, and there's something where you're going to realize, oh, okay, I have no end. It's almost like you've kind of took stock, or you've tried a bunch of things, and in October you're like, oh, okay, well, I know where I don't want to go, so now I know where I do want to go. I don't know, there's going to be an abrupt, you might realize that your time is your most valuable asset, and you're kind of going, okay, I want to spend my time investing it in this one area. If you've spread yourself quite thin between different careers or jobs, you might have tried on every different hat you could, and you're like, I'm going to commit to this one in October for some of you. And if you've been in the same job for a very long time, and that's the career path you're on, with the Tower and the Page of Wands, there's someone around you that's a lot younger than you that might be leaving soon. There's someone, if you have your own business, you might fire someone with the Tower and the Page of Wands. And if you work somewhere, there's just something about getting rid of someone that maybe they're not physically younger, but they're very immature, and they're very much somehow stifling the workplace, which is a weird thing to say. Yeah, what's going on in love for you in October? A lot. Queen of Wands, Two of Swords, Eight of Cups, Justice. So if you are married or in a relationship, I just came out with married because I was looking at the Justice card. If you're married or in a relationship, there's a little bit of overthinking in October. You might have an epiphany. There's just some type of overthinking of realizing you're not as stuck as you feel you are. So maybe you felt trapped in a relationship. Obviously this won't resonate with everyone, but it's like you felt trapped in a relationship and you felt like, oh, okay, this is as good as it's gonna get, this is my life now. There's some epiphany in October of going, oh, actually, I'm quite happy that this is my relationship. Maybe in the past, I don't know, there's just overthinking all around your relationship. So maybe this is you, maybe this is your person, but there's overthinking, and maybe this is overthinking worrying someone's gonna walk away with the Eight of Cups, worrying someone's gonna leave, or worrying, somebody's worrying that you're gonna leave. But either way, especially with the Queen of Wands here, someone might think that you're out of their league, or vice versa, but it's like whatever relationship you're in is what I'm trying to say in October. It's actually more secure. It's getting more secure. But with the Eight of Swords reversed, Eight of Swords is right way up. Eight of Swords is sometimes feeling trapped when you're not trapped, right? Especially with Two of Swords here. It's feeling like you're feeling like, gosh, I've forgotten how to word it. Sometimes it's self-victimization, but it's reversed. So you might be very much, no matter what happens in your relationship, good or bad, you somehow might find yourself at fault. Like like almost, it's like a self-victimizing person would be like, oh my gosh, he said this to me, he said that to me, he spoke to me in this tone. But with it reversed, it's like you somehow go, well, yeah, I deserve that. I did do this. There's something where you might always put yourself, no matter what happens with you and your person, you somehow find yourself at fault for it, but you don't self-victimize. You just go, well, that was kind of my fault, so I can't be upset about it. And you might find that happening in October. There might be something, someone, I just feel like, not an argument necessarily, but something might happen in October where someone has to leave the room to cool down, but you're like, yeah, I kind of deserve that. I caused that, didn't I? Like, I don't know, there's something where you're very honest, especially with justice here. You're very like, oh, I kind of, yeah, that makes sense. But you might also, with A of Cups, you might be the one walking out of the room, like, knowing that you caused something, but also like, oh, I should step away. I should step away and cool down. Especially with the Queen of Wands, you're very fiery, so you might get a little bit fired up about something. And it might be something that you've overthought. And that might be the realization you have is, oh, I overthought that completely. I blew that out of proportion. And remember, the tarot cards are advice. So you're hearing about this beforehand. This is advice, maybe not to get as fiery as you get. I don't know, that's kind of impossible, I feel, for you. But it's just like, maybe think before you fire up, and if that's possible. I feel like it's not possible. I don't know why. It's like, I feel like someone's watching this going, I can't help it. I just get angry sometimes. But anyways, what else? What's going on? What else? If you're single, let's see what's happening in singles love, because the King of Wands. Okay, you got a pairing. If you're single, you're gonna find your counterpart in October. And there might be a little bit of like a power struggle, because sometimes King of Wands wants everything to be about him. This is very Leo-y energy, no offense, don't take that the wrong way. It's just like everything's about him, and you might be like, oh, Queen of, I want everything to be about me. Why are you talking about you? Why are we not talking about me a little bit more? If you're going on a date this month, that might be the energy. They might be telling you about, oh, I did this, I did that, or look at this, this is when I won this gold medal, and you're like, you've not asked me anything. There might be that energy around someone that you meet, but remember that you are the same way, is the advice. It's like, remember that when you have time to speak, make sure that you talk about yourself as well. What else? What about singles love? The Chariot, okay, could be someone at a distance, but it's just successful. Oh yeah, someone at a distance, and then the Three of Wands comes out. You might be meeting someone at a distance if you're single. Might be long distance. A lot of traveling happening in October for you. A lot of traveling back and forward to see them. Could also be multitasking. So if you work for yourself in some way, or if you're capable of working on the go, you will be working while you travel to them. In some way, if that's possible. And if not, you're just doing a lot at once. You might feel a little bit overwhelmed when you meet them. Like, it's almost like I see somebody meeting somebody new, and then you're automatically meeting their family and their friends all at the same time. Maybe it's because they live at a distance, and so you don't get to see each other very often, but it's like you're just going to be a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of new information coming at you, or new people. But don't worry, it's a good thing. It's kind of like a good overwhelmed, if that makes sense. It's a good busy. I'm getting something about Christmas coming through. So maybe this is around Christmas time. Maybe around Christmas time you're going to be very busy, because you're going to have to travel to this new person's place and have Christmas at yours, in some way. What else? What about your finances in October? How are your finances doing? Okay, your finances in October. Did you notice the change of tone? Oh, excuse me. King of Pentacles. Oh, King of Swords, sorry. You're using your head. You are very smart, this month, at least. And you're kind of putting money away. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can symbolize you either saving money for a rainy day, or overspending. But I'm feeling like with the Ten of Wands here, you've got a lot of either commitments, a lot of things going on. I just had a lot of orders. It might be like booked and busy. In October, you're going to be very booked and busy, and you're going to have a lot on your back and a lot to pick up. But whatever it is you're making, you're collecting it all in that little wagon. You're collecting it with you. And Four of Pentacles, I feel like you're holding on to your money quite tightly, your finances in October. And I think this is very smart. There's something where, in terms of money coming in, it's almost as expected. There's nothing changing, if that makes sense. With the Three of Wands just standing out to me right now, it's if you were to kind of calculate your normal earnings, I don't feel like anything's shifting in October, when it comes to your finances. So it's just like saving for a rainy day. Like, don't overspend. Don't feel called to kind of, yeah, it's just, and make sure, like I said at the start of this reading, that you don't, was this your reading? I can't remember if it was your reading or Aries reading. I said about spending on yourself. I think it was you. Spend a little bit on yourself. Invest in yourself. Whether that be getting your nails done, getting your hair done. Make sure you do that first. And then, because I feel like this is your month, you need to kind of look after yourself in some way. And then worry about your friends and family and things like that. Whatever that's to do with, I feel like you need to pamper yourself a little bit in some way. Like, that comes first, because then that's gonna, even if it's, I feel like it's towards the start of the month that you're gonna be pampering yourself, even just a little bit, but it changes your energy for the whole month of putting yourself on a little bit of a pedestal. Even subconsciously, like, it's just that energy of having your nails done or something, and you go, oh, okay, like, oh yeah, I am important, I put value on myself, I don't just give to everyone else, I am valuable to, I am worth giving my money to. Like, I don't know, because I feel like subconsciously when you're giving everything to everyone else first, it's almost like you're subconsciously putting yourself below everyone else in your life, and you're kind of giving and giving and giving and forgetting to look after you, right? Like, put your own oxygen mask on first. Get your own nails done first. Or get your own eyelashes or hair done, whatever it is. Pamper yourself in some way, or buy yourself something nice. But yeah. What about some general cards for October? If someone around you is acting dodgy, that's gonna start to get better. We have 10 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. So 10 of Swords is the most swords you can have, and it's the ending, because you can't have 11 swords. So there's an ending to someone being dodgy, or someone being not necessarily dodgy, but you don't really know what he's up to in this card. And this can be a man or a woman, but there's someone around you that hasn't been truthful, or that it's just been like, what are they up to? What are they doing? And this could be a friend, a family member, but it's just like, they've been a bit sly, they've been a bit dodge. 10 of Swords, there's going to be like, that's the sun rising in the background of this card, and the sun is symbolizing illumination, right? Exposure. So things are going to get more and more clear as that sun rises. Things will be exposed more, but they're only going to be more exposed from now on in October. They're only going to get more clear to you around someone's circumstances, or around someone's, I don't know what, there's something about you not knowing someone in your family is in a relationship or something. Like it could be like a son, or there's someone around you, or not really around you, but someone you're, gosh, beating around the bush here. There's someone you're connected to in some way that you're like uncertain about what they're doing, either in their life in general or in their like relationship. There's something hidden. There's something where you're very like, I don't know, it's like you might be expecting the worst. If someone's quiet, or if someone's not telling you as much as they usually do, you're like, that's dodgy, they're up to no good. And the truth is they're not. And there's like a realization of that, and there's going to be an epiphany happen. Like, if this is your child, if you have like a teenager or something and they're like acting dodgy, you might be jumping to conclusions out of fear and out of worry that they're doing things they shouldn't. But with the 10 of Swords in October, there's going to be enlightenment and exposure of like, oh, okay, I get it now. No, I know, it wasn't even that bad. It was like, it's something little, but it will be exposed, and the only way is up. So there's only going to be more conversations about this, more clarity brought to you from now on. especially with the Death card. That's the major arcana version of the Ten of Swords. So this is rising up from the ashes and like a new start happening as well. So if this is a relationship, even if the person you're connected to in love has been a bit quiet, a bit dodgy, and you're like expecting the worst, there's going to be massive epiphanies and a rebirth and starting communicating more with your person. I feel like there's been a lack, or there's just been a lack of clear communication. Someone's not very good at communicating what they're thinking, but in October there's going to be some way that that starts to improve, and it's going to kind of kick something off. Like there's going to be a habit that starts. I don't know, maybe you're going to start to journal, but it's also going to impact your relationships, because when you start journaling you start to get better at articulating your thoughts, and then it improves your conversations with others as well. I don't know what this is to do with, but take it as it resonates. If anything I said in this reading resonated, please let me know by liking and subscribing.